Why is nobody asking about this guy?
Have a little bit more disagreement.
Yours was the last question that Charlie Kirk ever heard.
Yeah, there's
I
a
couldn't imagine carrying
strange
that
amount of
burden.
weight to that. I don't really know how to grapple with that. I mean, he's answered tens of thousands of questions, and that was the first question I've ever asked him. We never talked before that.
There's video of you in that moment. What was that moment like?
I thought I heard a firecracker, and I see his I see the bullet hit his neck, and I fall to the ground. I think I recognized immediately what this was. That this wasn't necessarily like a mass shooting. This was like an assassination.
I just remember I got up and I ran and I called my mom and I said, "Mom, Charlie Kirk's been shot." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "He's been shot." I literally watched a bullet enter his neck and I watched him die in front of me.
Jed, this event pushes Democrats and Republicans farther apart or brings them closer together, in your view?
I think
all
the
about your
moderate
response.
Democrats and Republicans, I think it brings them together. I think there are individuals on both the left and the right, some of them more radical, that it pushes them apart. And I think it's communication that is the most important element
Yep,
that
it's all
comes
about
together, and I
communication
think
and
that
response.
there needs to be effective communication between both parties in order
Absolutely.
to find solid ground on this issue.
Ugh. Yes. I have to admit, I'm really guilty of this too. Why is nobody paying attention to the guy who was asking the question? In all this fury of trying to find out the answers, what happened to Charlie Kirk? What about the text messages? What about his stances on Israel? No one seems to be asking the question, what about the guy who is asking him questions? And for that matter, what about anyone who is in the first few rows, who is up close within feet of Charlie? And I know we've had a couple of stories come out, but I know there are way more people than just 2 or 3 stories. And I get that this guy's on 60 Minutes. Yeah, but other than that, it feels like we haven't really heard from him. But man, I can't imagine what this guy is going through. I can't imagine the stress and the trauma, the PTSD that this has caused to him. I can't imagine how that affected anybody on the front lines, because I know just at home, sitting watching it on my phone, I was affected. I can't imagine what being there would have been like. And it's not just the feelings too, but just genuinely asking this guy questions like, do you have any idea what happened? Do you have any idea? And I know it's all in the moment and, you know, stress of the moment. He was probably super frantic and doesn't remember. But if there's a guy that actually has the chance to solve this mystery, to truly figure out who killed Charlie, let's be honest, we all know it wasn't Tyler Robinson. This guy is probably the closest shot. That was a horrible choice of words yet again, but this guy probably has the best chance of helping us solve it. And it's like, I understand why people want to solve what really happened to Charlie, but still,